Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90-Day Fiancé's Jovi Dufren wants Yara to admit he's right after exposing truth about relationship. Jovi Dufren pushed Yara to finally admit he was right, after dropping a heartbreaking truth that could change everything in their relationship on 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. Jovi from New Orleans and Yara from Ukraine are all set to make their comeback with 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Season 9. The couple met via a travel app and got married in Las Vegas. Yara welcomed baby Mila in September 2020. The couple has faced challenges, including cultural differences, balancing Jovi's demanding job with family life, trust, and communication, which they addressed on the last resort. Jovi shared a post from men's_corner_ on his Instagram stories that showed a picture of a man and a woman sitting next to each other in a car with the words, "The longer we're married, the more I realize that 95% of the time my husband is right. I just didn't like his tone." Jovi added his own caption that was directed at Yara when he said, "Yara, please admit." Jovi and Yara ended up being the only couple from 90-Day, the last resort Season 1 who stayed together after the show. Their journey seemed to prove that couples therapy worked, for instance, after they moved to Miami with their daughter, a decision that Yara pushed for and Jovi agreed to. The move may have added new strain, though. In May 2025, when a fan asked if his marriage was getting stronger over time, Jovi replied, "No lol, it's gotten harder to," adding, "They say after 7 years things smooth out." Now it seems Jovi is starting to regret leaving Louisiana. He gave up being close to his family and friends, especially his mother, whom he often leaned on for support and parenting help. Moving to Miami not only put distance between Jovi and his support system, but also forced him to let go of things he enjoyed, like visiting strip clubs, which Yara strongly disapproved of. She also took issue with his drinking. Jovi, in turn, believes Yara tries too hard to control things, and says she shouldn't force him to do things her way because, in his view, his choices are usually better. Jovi and Yara's relationship has been through rough patches, with Yara even warning him she'd go back to Ukraine with their baby if he didn't clean up his act. He got a more flexible job that doesn't keep him away from family for months. Jovi seems to want fans to know that he's the better partner because he has made bigger sacrifices. However, Jovi is also known for pranking fans, and his story could just be him teasing Yara ahead of their 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, comeback to stir up drama. There's never a dull moment in the universe of 90-Day Fiancé, but when it comes to Jovi Dufren and Yara, drama is practically part of the marital vows. After seasons of cultural clashes, parenting struggles, and a shared love for sarcastic banter, the couple now finds themselves at yet another emotional crossroads. But this time, it's Jovi taking the moral high ground, and he's not backing down without 3 little words: "You were right." The Louisiana-born party lover has always been portrayed as the slightly immature, hard-to-pin-down husband who struggles to balance his desire for nightlife with the grounded reality of fatherhood and marriage. But in a recent turn of events that left fans both surprised and intrigued, Jovi claims he's finally had enough of playing the villain. According to him, the truth about their relationship has been hiding in plain sight, and it's high time Yara owned up to it. "I'm not the problem anymore." On a recent episode of 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, tensions hit a boiling point during a seemingly innocuous conversation about parenting and long-term goals. Jovi, sipping his ever-present whiskey, dropped what he calls a truth bomb on Yara. "I've changed. I'm not the guy who used to party every weekend in New Orleans. I've been putting in the work, for you, for Mila, for our future. But I keep getting treated like I'm still that guy." It wasn't just his words, it was the delivery. Calm, sincere, for once, not punctuated with passive-aggressive sarcasm. Fans took notice and social media lit up with debate. Had Jovi actually matured? But the biggest shock came not from what he said, but what he revealed. Exposing the truth about their relationship, Jovi, clearly exasperated after years of back-and-forth arguments and cultural misunderstandings, decided to air their dirty laundry in the most public way possible, national television. In a confessional interview, he revealed what he believes to be the root of their ongoing issues. Yara doesn't want to admit that she's changed just as much as she claims I haven't. She's not the same girl who moved here. She's built a life outside of me, her business, her friends, even her desire to live in Europe again. That's fine. I support her. But let's stop pretending that I'm the only one who hasn't compromised. This wasn't the first time Jovi had voiced concerns about Yara's growing independence, but it was the first time he framed it not as a threat, but as an overlooked truth. He wasn't accusing her of betrayal. He was calling for transparency. She says she wants a partner, but it's starting to feel like she wants a co-parent, a financier, and a travel buddy, when it's convenient. In short, Jovi wants credit. He wants acknowledgement. And more than that, he wants Yara to admit he's right, at least about something. Yara's silence speaks volumes. Yara, for her part, didn't respond right away. In typical fashion, she rolled her eyes and gave one of her iconic dismissive smirks when Jovi launched into his monologue. "Oh, so now you're perfect," she quipped, but viewers could see the wheels turning. Her defenses were up, but her composure was shaky. The Ukrainian fashionista, now running a successful online boutique and exploring options for dual residency in Europe, has always been fiercely independent. That was part of what drew Jovi to her in the first place. But as her career flourished and her social circles expanded, Jovi says he started to feel like a background character in her life. "It's like she's got two lives," he said, "one with me and Mila, and one that's just hers. And honestly, that would be okay, if she'd just admit that's what's happening. But instead, she keeps saying I'm the one with one foot out the door." The public weighs in. Fans have taken sides, as they always do. Team Jovi supporters argue that he has changed, that he's stepped up, embraced fatherhood, and learned how to listen, well, mostly. They point to his willingness to travel less, argue less, and even support Yara's ambitions, despite misgivings. Team Yara loyalists, however, argue that Jovi's idea of truth is still rooted in his discomfort with her autonomy. "Supporting your wife doesn't mean she has to shrink to make you feel better," one fan wrote on Reddit. "Growth isn't always comfortable." But even among her defenders, there's a growing chorus urging Yara to meet Jovi halfway, if only to validate his feelings. "Sometimes, being right isn't about winning an argument," said another viewer. "It's about being seen." What's next? Whether this truth-telling moment will lead to a genuine breakthrough or another Cold War remains to be seen. Jovi insists that he's not trying to start a fight. He's trying to close the distance that's been growing silently between them. "I just want her to admit that she sees it, that we've both changed, that maybe I'm not the only one who needs to compromise," he said, almost pleadingly.